McGraw-Hill Professional presents The Forever Transaction: How to Build a Subscription Model So Compelling Your Customers Will Never Want to Leave. Written by Robbie Kellman Baxter. Narrated by Caroline Miller. Introduction. The Why of Forever. I just ordered a new electric toothbrush. We Kellmans are prolific plaque producers, so I usually go for the most expensive one with all the bells and whistles. When I saw that the Oral-B Pro 6000 has Bluetooth and is smart, I was hooked. In addition to buzzing every 30 seconds to move me to the next quadrant, the Pro 6000 has a mobile app that tracks where, how much, and how hard I brush. There are different programs to achieve specific goals, like whitening teeth or caring for gums. There's a camera feature I haven't figured out yet, but I'm guessing it allows communication with the experts at Oral-B who can give feedback on how I'm doing, when I need a new brush head, and what additional products might help. Floss, mouthwash, toothpaste, special brushes. Who knew there were so many options? I get a free toothbrush from my dentist each visit, but instead of settling for that, I spent $100. I'm sending Oral-B information about how frequently I brush, how often I change brush heads, and what challenges bother me most. I'm giving them permission to reach out to me via email and directly through an app I'm using, ideally twice a day. Instead of going through a retailer like Amazon or CVS, Oral-B now has a direct line to me. I'm considering subscribing to all my oral hygiene products from them, instead of purchasing through an intermediary. For years, I've wanted someone to make a forever promise to keep my teeth and gums healthy. Because of the way they're delivering on my desired outcome, I'm becoming a member of the Oral-B family. And Oral-B is becoming part of the membership economy. The membership economy is my name for the massive trend among organizations to tap into the value of long-term formal relationships through subscriptions. It means moving from an ownership model to one of access, from a single payment to multiple recurring payments, from an anonymous transaction to a known relationship, and from one-way or even two-way communication to a full community gathered under the umbrella of the organization. Many of these new membership economy organizations employ tactics like subscription pricing, premium loyalty clubs, and mobile apps. But the unifying attribute of membership economy organizations is the establishment of a forever transaction with the people they serve. Organizations treat customers like members, and customers trust that the organization will continue to evolve products and services to deliver on that forever promise. As a result, customers stop considering alternatives to achieve their goals. In your personal life as a consumer, you might have a forever transaction with a company like Microsoft when you use Office 365, or Unilever when you join their Dollar Shave Club. Or you might have a forever transaction with a trusted subject matter expert like Dave Ramsey, or with a nonprofit like AARP or a megachurch. A forever transaction, as the outgrowth of a forever promise of value, can bring virtually any kind of organization into the membership economy. You know what these relationships feel like as a consumer or participant. How can you recreate this experience for your organization? In my first book, The Membership Economy, I explained why organizations were moving to this new model. I wanted to demonstrate, even prove, that a massive transformational trend was underway. People initially doubted the broad-based applicability of subscription pricing, customer centricity, and community. At the time, executives and entrepreneurs kept saying, "Robbie, what you're doing is interesting, but that's not really relevant to me." They would latch onto a single business without seeing the pattern. "We're not Netflix," or "We're an association, not a tech startup," or "But our industry, healthcare, financial services, cable, nonprofit, is different." Much has changed since then. Companies now want forever transactions. They actively seek recurring, predictable revenue. Often this revenue comes in the form of a subscription. The average American pays $237 a month for subscription services, such as video streaming, newspapers, software, and meal kits, according to a July 2018 report from West Monroe Partners. This is becoming typical around the world, with Asia and Europe leading growth in subscription expenditures. A November 2018 survey from the Harris Poll and subscription-based services platform Zuora asked consumers whether they thought they'd be using more subscription services in 2 years. 53% of Chinese people surveyed said yes, as did 42% in Spain and 40% in Italy. Subscriptions aren't the only path to the membership economy. Some organizations offer a free membership or a premium membership that gives access to a bundle of services, or a points system tracking and rewarding engagement. The common denominator, whatever tactics are used, is that membership economy organizations assume they're going to deal with the same customers forever. The well-being of the customer and the health of the long-term relationship is the highest aim of these organizations. Because if you want forever, you have to be trustworthy. You have to keep your promise. Today, people understand my elevator pitch. Readers all over the world have purchased the membership economy. I have advised dozens of organizations on 5 continents on building forever transactions. I've keynoted and consulted with news publishers, car wash executives, software entrepreneurs, business owners, association CEOs, hospitalists, entrepreneurs, executives, and investors in almost any industry you could imagine. Now people come to me with specific questions relating to their business, no longer asking about the why, but the how. They see the important pieces, but are unsure how to fit them all together. This is good for my consulting and speaking business, but I can't help everyone directly, which is why I'm writing this book. For this book, I've looked for the how patterns and unpacked what I do with my clients. The membership economy described what I was noticing. The forever transaction shares specifics about what I'm doing with my clients, so you can transform your organization as well. What is a forever transaction? I first hit upon the idea of a forever transaction soon after I subscribed to Netflix in 2001. I remember the timing because those red envelopes in my mailbox were a lifesaver when I was up most nights with my newborn and/or my toddler. I wrote in The Membership Economy, unlike the rental stores that depended on each transaction to drive revenue, Netflix started out in the early days with just one forever transaction. After you sign up and until you cancel, you get the same great experience without having to enter your payment information ever again. I want to show you how to create your own forever transaction. It's about orchestrating the moment when customers remove their consumer hats and don member hats, commit to your organization for the long term, and stop considering alternatives. For many companies, this is the holy grail. Loyal recurring customers, often paying automatically, indefinitely. To earn a forever transaction, you must offer a forever promise in return. You commit to deliver a result, solve a pain point, or achieve an outcome for your members forever in exchange for their loyalty. To justify the forever transaction, you need to rethink not just your pricing, but all the elements through which you deliver value. That's the idea at the heart of this book. How to read this book. Some of my early readers confessed that they were taking action and not finishing the reading. They were applying principles to their businesses as they read. That's okay. Great even. I want to spur you to action. My dearest wish is that this book becomes marked up and dirty due to frequent use, no matter which parts you use, even if you never reach the conclusion. The book is divided into 3 parts and a total of 19 chapters. Each chapter and part can stand alone. Read the book from start to finish like a prefix meal, snack on a single part, or go a la carte as your needs require. My goal is to aid comprehension and inspire action. Part 1, Launch, will help you assess where you are and where you need to invest early on. These chapters are designed to ground you in membership. I don't delve as deeply into the what and why as I did in the membership economy, but I do hit the high points. For deeper understanding, read the membership economy. This first part will provide ideas for launching an initial test and conducting basic research to ascertain your potential for joining the membership economy. Whether you're just getting started, or you've experimented, or you're trying to reinvent your subscription or membership model with the latest techniques, this part can help you be certain the fundamentals are soundly in place. Part 2, Scale, helps you build on small successes to create a full-scale forever transaction. It addresses the foundational systems and processes your organization will need for rapid business growth. After reading, you will be able to nurture an organizational culture that supports a forever transaction, accelerate growth through acquisition and iteration, anticipate common setbacks and correct mistakes, build the right infrastructure, price strategically, and track the right metrics. Part 3, Lead, contains chapters to ensure that your model evolves to remain relevant and valuable to the people you serve. I break out some of the challenges mature membership economy businesses face: focusing too much on an aging cohort, getting distracted by short-term goals, going global, and dealing with subscription fatigue. Because I'm always asked what the future holds, I also include a chapter touching on some intriguing trends on the horizon. I wrote this book for you. The size and age of your organization doesn't matter. Neither does your industry or your title. Whether you're an investor, entrepreneur, executive, or individual contributor, if you face competition and need sales and marketing strength to attract, engage, and retain customers, you can benefit from this book. A word about the membership economy and the forever transaction. The forever transaction is designed to teach you how to be successful in the world I described in the membership economy. The two books are substantially different, with little overlap. I've included a glossary to help with key terms and ideas. If you want to understand the membership economy on a macro level, read the first book. To implement these principles in your organization and build better, more valuable, and enduring relationships with the people you serve, read this one. You have a forever transaction when people say things like, "I don't even care exactly what I'm paying because this organization solves my problems and helps me achieve my goals. It's like they know exactly what I need. I trust them." Most organizations that thrive in the membership economy use subscription pricing, but not all. These organizations share other attributes as well, such as a strong and well-defined onboarding process, metrics that value engagement and customer lifetime value as much as acquisition, and a digital component that connects the customer directly with the organization and often with other members. I want to help you build forever transactions with the people you serve in a way that drives value for them and for you. It goes beyond making money, although using this model is profitable. You must care deeply about the customer. Your product has to be designed to produce the best results for your best customers in a way that earns their trust forever. Part 1. Launch. You might be intrigued by the concept of membership, of bypassing intermediaries to take your services directly to customers. Maybe you have a loyalty program, but it's not engaging your most profitable prospects and customers. You need to modernize with a model attractive to a new audience and/or one that increases the frequency and duration of visits by existing customers. If you're launching a new business model, or if you want to make sure your fundamentals are strong, this part is for you. Are you an entrepreneur with an idea and a bit of angel funding? Nonprofit? Fortune 500 executive wanting to drive recurring revenue without cannibalizing existing business? Somewhere between? If so, start here. These first 7 chapters will ground you, identifying where and how to begin your journey in building a forever transaction with your customers. Chapter 1. Welcome to the World of Forever. Chapter 2. Are you ready for forever? Chapter 3. Forever begins with a plan. Chapter 4. Define your forever promise. Chapter 5. Choose the right who for the how. Chapter 6. Develop your first experiments. Chapter 7. Test, learn, adjust. Chapter 1. Welcome to the World of Forever. Subscriptions and membership seem to be everywhere. It's easy to see why. They drive forever transactions, those incredibly valuable customer relationships in which people sign up once but pay again and again, often without considering alternatives. Subscription pricing structures can increase customer lifetime value, CLV, drive predictable recurring revenue, and generate monster valuations. They can also provide behavioral data that keeps you close to the customer and can be a defense against disruption. And a membership mindset focuses your organization on the long-term needs of your customers and creates all kinds of ways to layer in value. But the journey to forever isn't simple, and there's no single right way to do it. As you make the shift to treating customers like members, you have to make many decisions, some of which feel risky. For example, Apple lets you either rent a movie for a 24-hour viewing or buy it for a fixed price and watch it repeatedly. In 2019, Apple announced a Netflix-like model, Apple TV Plus, with a monthly all-you-can-eat charge. Many believe the company's success hinges on a move to subscription services and away from hardware. Adding a membership component generates a million questions for any company building a forever transaction. Whether to charge more for the most popular titles, what to do with pre-existing pricing models, and how to ensure that the portfolio of options is user-friendly. It's never as simple as just setting an affordable subscription price, but it can be critical to your business's long-term success. You're probably reading this book because you like the idea of a forever transaction. You want to figure out how to repackage your value as a subscription in a way that's so attractive that customers commit to recurring payment. You also need to learn how to continually adjust what you offer based on customer feedback and changes in the broader environment to continue to justify their loyalty. In order to find the right forever for the people you serve, you first have to closely investigate your organization, your objectives, and your customers. We're going to do that in this chapter and the next. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Doing a serious self-assessment takes time and is strenuous, but I promise you it's worth it. If you can build a successful model that wins your customers' loyalty for the long term and justifies automated recurring payments, you will have a more predictable cash flow, better customer data, and, most likely, a higher valuation from your investors. I've worked with organizations of all types and sizes that ran into trouble when trying to achieve the forever transaction because of unrecognized internal constraints. A content streaming company had moderate success experimenting with subscription pricing, but the transition team lacked permission to lose any money as they expanded the program. Nor could they dictate necessary changes to the product team or sales channels as they moved to sell directly to consumers. A beauty company had a large loyalty membership program, ostensibly to build a forever transaction without subscription pricing, a good idea. However, even though every customer joined, the program didn't drive behavioral changes. Salespeople often paid the fee themselves to close the deal because they couldn't persuade customers of the value and because the membership fee was smaller than the commission. As a result, the members weren't aware of the benefits of membership and were unlikely to renew. The leaders of a nonprofit organization thought they were fully engaged in the membership economy, but they treated membership like another of many products to purchase, such as trainings, conferences, and bumper stickers. They took pride in their mission, but they were financially focused, not member-centric. As a result, they were losing members. Different companies, different issues. The content streaming company lacked leadership support and understanding about what it would take to transform. The beauty company needed to realign its present program with the goals of consumers and the company. The nonprofit needed to revisit its ideal new member and member journey to devise an offering that would better engage members. In each case, it was important not to jump to the solution before analyzing the problem and the objective. That's what this chapter is designed to help you do. Assessing specifics for the business model. Company leaders often tell me, "We want to be the Netflix of our industry." This stimulates a revealing discussion. I usually ask each team member what that would mean for their organization. It's amazing how different people interpret being like Netflix. For some, being like Netflix means simple subscription pricing on a monthly cadence. For others, it means offering access to a catalog in contrast to ownership of specific titles. Still others laser in on creating unique content or having a multi-platform strategy. The most successful organizations begin by asking what membership could mean for their customers, and then ask what membership could mean for the organization. After they've framed the value they're trying to create, then they dig into specifics around functionality, pricing, and service. Size doesn't matter. I have worked with some of the world's largest organizations and with entrepreneurs just starting out. The same principles apply all along the spectrum. A nail salon with longtime loyal customers making regular weekly visits can easily transition to a membership model offering perfect nails as a forever promise and incorporating chipped nail fixes into pricing. A mechanic can provide regular house calls to ensure that the car is well maintained and address problems preemptively. A solopreneur like John Lee Dumas of the award-winning podcast Entrepreneurs on Fire and podcaster community Podcaster's Paradise builds a forever transaction around his subject matter expertise of building podcasts as a solopreneur. One of the world's most successful daily podcasters for business builders, Dumas earns 8 figures through podcast sponsorships, courses on creating podcasts, and coaching and mastermind offerings. If you have a business of any size that depends on sales and marketing to attract and retain customers, this book can help you bring it into the membership economy. Transformation for membership natives. Even organizations that launch with membership pricing struggle to be fully member-centric. Many establish a forever promise with subscription pricing, but fail to continue to optimize the product for forever. Organizations starting from scratch with subscription and what they think is a membership mindset might still have departments focused on individual transactions rather than ongoing relationships, which will create headwinds. Consider a streaming media company that offers monthly pricing for a catalog of content that can be consumed in 1 month. The company separated the acquisition and retention teams. The acquisition team designed a marketing campaign for the subscription focused on an exclusive title, a national sports championship, generating many sign-ups right before the championship and many cancellations immediately after it. The retention team was then blamed for this easily anticipated churn. Acquisition and retention teams need to understand cause and effect and share some metrics. Growing organizations often architect customized options in response to customer requests. Sometimes this customization doesn't produce a better customer experience. Imagine going to the doctor and saying, "I have a headache. I'd like some brain surgery, please." Or, "I'd like brain surgery, but I don't need follow-up visits." Individual customers shouldn't dictate your pricing and packaging of value. Customers can share their pain points, the symptoms of their problem, but you must supply the diagnoses and prescriptions. As pure membership businesses grow, they may acquire outliers that may not align with the company's overall direction. For example, some purchasers of Peloton bikes, among the priciest of stationary bikes because of their built-in tablet devices and video classes, only want to use the tablet to watch TV. If Peloton listened to those customers, It might produce a copycat bike not differentiated with streaming content. Instead, it remains focused on members desiring the most interactive, motivational community experience available in home fitness. If you just want to watch TV while you ride, don't buy a Peloton. I'm pretty sure the Peloton salespeople would say the same thing. You have to be willing to risk pruning some of your customers if they aren't interested in the problem you're solving. Obviously, your successful implementation of the forever transaction is going to depend on your ability to accurately understand both your internal challenges and external capacities. More than that, you are going to need a laser-like focus on defining and attracting the right customers. Don't worry, I can help with this. That's where we're going to start in this book. There are as many ways to design a forever transaction as there are organizations. The devil is in the details as you determine what your organization's model should be. What to do next? Before reading the next chapter, answer the following questions. 1. Are you just getting started with a forever transaction? 2. How far along do you think you are? Write an honest answer. You don't have to show it to anyone else. Then, read Chapter 2 to learn the questions that I would ask if I were there to help you. Use the assessments in Chapter 2 to measure your organization's readiness or maturity to develop a forever transaction. Chapter 2. Are you ready for forever? If I were advising your organization, I would start by asking many questions to assess where you are now. I would want to understand what you're doing well and where there are gaps. First, I'd ascertain how close you are to being a membership economy company right now. Do you have any kind of subscription offering? Do you have anything labeled a membership or a loyalty program? These are obvious starting points, but pricing a subscription or having an offering called a membership doesn't mean you are thoughtfully nurturing long-term relationships with the people you serve or maximizing customer lifetime value, CLV. 1. Do you look like a membership economy company with subscriptions and/or memberships? 2. Are you customer-centric? Really? 3. Do you have a strong and flexible tech infrastructure and team? Next, we'd discuss business culture. Do you love your customers and treat them well? This is essential in the expectation of a long-term relationship. What's the mindset of the CEO and board? Are they positioned to invest in the long-term health of the business, or are they desperate to hit a quarterly number? Third, I would investigate your capabilities. How sophisticated is the tech team and the tech stack? The combination of software and hardware they're building on. Old technology implemented to serve a different business model can make it difficult to be nimble even with enhancements. Ironically, startups with no customers or technology at all have an advantage because they start with a clean slate. Even if larger companies have resources to start fresh, they're often reluctant to abandon legacy systems and processes. I would ask how well you are leveraging technology to learn about your customer. Beyond a certain size, developing long-term known relationships with customers demands a powerful tech infrastructure. Technology implementation is often the biggest gating factor to scaling even the most successful test. Without it, companies can't collect and analyze data, manage interactions consistently, or provide customers with a personalized experience. Digitally native companies have an advantage even if they're moving from ad-centric to customer-centric, or from a traditional e-commerce site to a membership or subscription-based e-tailer. I'd extensively question what your company is trying to accomplish as a foundation for ongoing conversation. In this chapter, we'll explore these questions to determine where you'll need to focus as you transform your business to one built on a forever transaction. The Forever Transaction Self-Assessment. Your strategy depends on how your organization is oriented in several dimensions relevant to the forever transaction. It's not enough to implement subscription pricing. In fact, Many businesses build strong forever transactions without using subscription.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?